Hey you guys, I'm back with another illustration, and this time it's going to be a awesome mini portrait of Thomas Jefferson from Hamilton and a more cartoony approach, not quite realism like I like to do. Well, it's kind of my own style, kind of more realism. This one's a little bit more cartoony. Anyways, getting off topic, what I want to be talking about. Today I'm going to discuss watercolors and professional grade versus the more cheaper stuff and where my soul rests upon that topic. Okay, so for starting out, I'm making this because especially on my Aminos, I have a lot of younger followers. And I guess I also do on Instagram, huh? Anyways, off topic. They're going and they ask me what kind of watercolors I use, and I go, oh, I use MGUT, haha, finger guns. They are like, oh my gosh, thank you, and they go off and they look at this watercolors online thinking that if they buy the exact same ones that I use and they buy 10 of them, their artwork will look 100% exactly like mine. And like, not like copying my images, but like how I color skin or come up with the colors I do and how I paint. And that's simply not true. And then they come back to me and they're like, oh my god, it's so expensive, I can never afford that, blah blah blah. And then they're like, no, I can never do artwork like you. And I'm like, that's a lie. When I started doing watercolors and I wasn't sure I liked it or not, first of all, I bought Crayola, and then I moved up to watercolor that was Cora Koi. And I do recommend that if you're kind of starting out and you want a good big size of good watercolors to kind of test with. Yep, Cora Koi. They're pretty good. And then, maybe if you want to move up to tubes, you can start off with a student grade. Even the Artist Loft is fine, or there is, I believe there's Student, and then there's Reeves, or many other kinds where they go on Michaels and just kind of look at the watercolors. I think they have their own brand of watercolors and pans, which is also awesome. And you can kind of test the waters, and if you're just getting to watercolor, that'll be best. And that way you can work on your technique. And that really, technique is everything when you're using any kind of medium. If you're watching me in this video, how I paint the hair and how I'm layering it, or like how I'm doing the skin, it's all techniques I have learned over time using cheaper stuff before I upgrade to the more expensive. Like, yes, I use more expensive watercolors. In fact, I've probably spent hundreds of dollars on my watercolors, and I'm okay with that because when I use it, I am a professional watercolor artist. I do make illustrations for a living. I do some of my paintings and my artwork. If I were to sell original painting that is, let's say I did a mermaid one a while ago, and it was for an event, it was a 3-day paint off, and it was 8.5 by 11, and I was selling it for $200. And that's kind of how my artwork goes, because that is what I do for a living, and that is my illustrations and how much I would charge for my original works. And it's also my technique, what I've learned, and the kind of paints I use more expensive paints because they are mostly, I like the formula of Ingram, I like the quality, I like how you get vibrancy because they use honey, so the color stays super vibrant because it's always gonna it's always getting moisture because the honey and all that fun stuff. And I think a whole nother video comparing more professional grade. That's not my point. Professional grade is just because it's more archival. If we're making a different comparison, if you were to use a Sharpie compared to a Micron pen, the Sharpie pen may be cheaper and you can get similar looking artwork to the Micron, so you're like, oh, let's go Sharpie. In the long run of the game, if you're making professional illustrations and you're selling your originals with your Sharpie pen, they're not going to be happy with you because after a while it's going to fade and the color will alter. I don't remember if Sharpie leans towards red or blue in their ink, but it will fade and then you are stuck with a faded, off-color, non-black illustration with a very upset customer. Or you can use Micron, which is, yes, it's more expensive to get a Micron pen, than it is to get Sharpie. However, in the long run game, if you're selling your illustration of, let's say, ink illustration with your Micron, it will stay black. It's archival, it is long lasting, and you do not have to worry about it fading to a reddish or blue color. It will stay black, which is awesome, and that's kind of what you're paying the extra money for. Anyways, this is the end of the rant. I hope you liked the video and it was fun to watch, and my rambling / ranting didn't quite upset you and you can kind of get where I'm going at. And I hope to see you guys in the next video with another awesome topic to talk about.